This is how to overcome anxiety, and it's probably not what you've been told already. Most people treat anxiety as a mental problem, a thinking problem, a mind issue, something to fix by changing your thoughts. But neuroscience shows anxiety isn't a thought problem, it's a prediction problem. Let me explain. A few years ago, I worked with someone who had what they called random anxiety. Nothing was wrong on the surface. Everything seemed good. Relationships were stable, work was okay. No obvious trauma that they could point to, but every morning, before their day even started, their body was already tense. Tight chest, shallow breathing, jaw clenched, mind scanning for problems. They kept asking me the same question. Why do I feel anxious when nothing is actually happening? And that's the question that reveals everything, because anxiety doesn't require danger. It only requires the anticipation of danger. Your brain is constantly forecasting the future. That's its job. Every second, your nervous system is asking, am I safe right now? And what's about to happen next? When uncertainty is interpreted as unsafe, the amygdala and the insula stay active. Even in the absence of real threat, the body enters into a low-grade survival state. This is why anxiety feels different from fear. Fear responds to something real, a loud noise or a car swerving, a general threat. Anxiety responds to something possible, something like, what if something goes wrong? What if I lose control? What if this feeling inside never stops? Nothing has happened, but the nervous system is already responding as if it has. Over time, this prediction loop becomes automatic. The nervous system learns to expect danger everywhere you go. Not because the world is a dangerous place, but because uncertainty has been coded as unsafe. When the nervous system stays in this anticipatory state, the body releases cortisol chronically. Sympathetic arousal stays elevated, and access to the prefrontal cortex is reduced. That's the part of your brain responsible for perspective, reasoning, and regulation. So the harder you try to think your way out of anxiety, the less access you actually have to the brain's systems that would help. That's why understanding anxiety doesn't cure anxiety, and it's why reassurance rarely works. You can know you're safe and still feel completely unsafe. So what actually is resolving anxiety? It's not controlling your thoughts, it's not positive thinking, it's not forcing confidence. Anxiety resolves when the nervous system updates its prediction of safety, because safety isn't a concept, it's a bodily experience. When safety is felt in the body, vagal tone increases, threat signaling decreases, and the brain stops scanning for what might go wrong. This is exactly what happened with the client I mentioned earlier. We didn't analyze their thoughts, we didn't chase the past, we didn't try to get rid of anxiety. We taught their nervous system slowly, repeatedly, that uncertainty could be experienced without danger, through breath, through orientation, through staying present with the sensations without bracing, allowing them to be there. And something interesting happened. The anxiety didn't disappear. It stopped needing attention. The body no longer treated the future like the enemy. The baseline shifted. You don't eliminate anxiety by convincing yourself you're safe. You dissolve it by showing the nervous system through experience that uncertainty no longer equals threat. With repetition, the prediction changes. The future no longer feels hostile. The body stops preparing for impact. Presence becomes natural again. And this is the key distinction. Freedom from anxiety isn't confidence, it is regulation. Confidence says, I can handle whatever happens. Regulation says, my nervous system no longer believes something bad is about to happen. That is a completely different state, and it's trainable. That's why I created a free nervous system masterclass. It's called Step into Freedom. In it, I teach you how to rewire anxiety at the level it's actually generated, not through mindset, but through the body and the nervous system. If anxiety has felt stubborn, confusing, or resistant to logic, this will explain why, and I show you a different way forward. Or if you're ready to dive in with one-on-one support, both links are below the video. And if this resonated, please subscribe, because this channel is about real freedom, not surface level fixes. Love you. Go and spread some positivity, some love and some joy in somebody's life. Until the next time.